Alright guys, hopefully today I'm going to show you how to measure the clearance for your slave cylinder when installing a new clutch. First things first, you got to get this spring off of here, and best way to do that is you'll notice that it spins on this shaft, but then it'll stop at certain points. So right here it's stopped, spinning it to the left, and it's not coming off. What you do is you just spin it the other way, and then you should get to a point. Alright, maybe there we go. So you just spin it until it gets to the area where it releases, and that spring will pop it right off. Alright, now that that is out of the way, you can put that back on again. You gotta, there we go. So now we've got our slave cylinder right up against the housing there with no spring. Next thing you want to do is get your little handy feeler gauge. This is just a cheap little Harbor Freight one, or feeler gauge, I'm sorry. Something that measures, I mean, you can use a tape measure if you want, but I like using something accurate. Got a ruler. You're going to put that right up against the slave cylinder like that, and you've got to try to make sure that it's as straight as you can get it. And then we're going to measure from the outside of the tape measure here to the transmission face. So we'll do that. Alright, we got 3.408, and I'm going to do one more just to make sure. Alright, 3.406. Now, I like to do the other side just for comparison purposes, so you can kind of take the average of the two, and you just get yourself a better number that way. I don't think that was a good measurement. Alright, 3.337. 3.374, and it is tough to hold this straight. I mean, this is kind of a crude way of doing it, but it'll get you in the ballpark. Alright, 3.339. So that side is upper 3.33, and this side was 3.415. So I'm gonna split that there and go with 3.40. Let's see, that's the magic number. So we're gonna write that down. 3.40. And then if you want to, you can actually measure your tape measure here. I mean, it doesn't matter if you use this to do the bell housing too in the same way, because it'll be the same distance. But if you want to get accurate, you can 0.44, take this measurement out of the equation, 1.443, so 1.443, and let me get my calculator here. So 3.4 minus 0.443. Alright, 1.97, or sorry, 1.957. So that will be 1.957 inches. That's your first measurement. Now we're going to go underneath. So let me see if I can get this set up here. I'm doing this with extremely crude methods here, so I apologize. but you should get the general idea, I hope. Alright. Well, now that we're underneath, what you want to measure under here is the distance from your bell housing face to the very edge of the clutch teeth where that bearing's going to ride. So we'll set up our extremely precise tape measure here. And we're going to measure right into the outside of these clutch teeth. And I'm going to go and say that this is a pain in the ass to do underneath the car. But it's what you got to work with. So all right, 3.747. Let's measure down here. Come on, get. 3.713, and just for the hell of it, let's take a couple measurements here, make sure we're in the ballpark. Four. Come on. Come on, I don't want this to be a 10-minute video of me trying to... And you just want to make sure all your measurements are coming out to around the same area here. Okay, we're going to go with around 3.73. That seems to be the average number there. So excuse me 1 second. Okay, so 3.735. So I'm going to do 3.735, and then we're going to minus our ruler there, 1.443. And what do we get with that? Alright, so that is 2.292. Now, what you want to do to get your distance that you're looking for here is you're going to take the distance between your transmission and slave cylinder and subtract it from this, and that'll give you your overall slave cylinder clearance between your pressure plate there. So what do we get? 2.292 minus 1.957. Alright, I'm getting a 335. And actually, I think that I might not have been holding the ruler as straight as I could get it and kind of slipping on the clutch teeth there, because I actually took a previous measurement for the video and got 0.28. 0.335, it is, you know, it's probably still okay. What you're really looking for is right around 1/4 inch, which would be 0.25. the reason is so that your clutch doesn't hang up, and you just want that 1/4 inch of space before your slave cylinder is completely bottomed out. The other thing that people get confused about, I come back down under the car here, is that they try to get that gap as small as they can get it, and that's actually not correct, because what happens is if you set that thing up with an 1/8 inch even or under, that means you have an 1/8 inch of clearance between these teeth and your slave cylinder bearing. But what happens as your clutch wears is that these teeth actually come out more. And if you only have an 1/8 inch or less of clearance, you're not leaving yourself much room there for the clutch wear. And I think a lot of people get confused about that. But that's how a clutch operates, and that's why I normally like to go with around a 1/4 inch or, you know, even slightly over a 1/4 inch. So, anyways, that's my method. Hope this video helps some people. And I'm going to put a transmission in now. So, I will see you guys later.